Welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers with
Ryan.
and Nana, and we're gonna talk about the box office weekend numbers.
That's right. We got Spider-Man back in action, Scream, and more. But before we get started, tell them what they need to do.
Subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Give your firstborn child. Just kidding, just
E.
kidding. All right, folks, let's jump into the top 10. That's what everybody want to talk about. Anna, let them know what movie came in at number 10.
Licorice Pizza.
Yep, this movie made a whopping $683,000 at the box office. It dropped from the number 9 spot, and it made a whopping $10 million and 78, basically $10 million in 9 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Not too shabby for this film. We've been talking about it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Next up at number 9, we have
West Side Story.
this movie made a whopping $698,000 at the box office. This is the Steven Spielberg movie. It made about 35 million in 7 weeks.
Mm.
It's decent for this movie. This one, with a story like this, a remake, the budget, people were expecting better numbers, but unfortunately, it did not succeed. Next up on
Sadness.
sadness.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, we have
King's Daughter.
this is a brand new film on the list. At number 8, it's has an IMDb score of 5.3 and a Rotten Tomato score of 24 and 81. So the critics really hate this movie, but the audience tend to like it. So this one that's a huge jump, right?
Yeah.
The critics and audience, that's a huge disconnect for a movie like this. But the IMDb score I think is more realistic of how people really like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen this movie, let us know what you think.
Uh-huh.
It has a budget around $40 million, so this is definitely a flop. This movie stars Pierce Bronson, starring as the Sun King Louis the 14th. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this movie. It's didn't even pop $1 million, which is kind of
Wow.
sad
Yeah.
for Pierce Bronson. He needs to jump back on James Bond. They need to do a James Bond like Spider-Man, collect all the James Bonds together. You know, Pierce Bronson and everybody else that just come in for one movie.
Yeah.
That'll be dope. Dun, dun, dun. Next up at number 7, we have the American Underdog, which was number 6. How much money did it bring in?
1.22 million dollars.
Yeah, good enough, good enough. This movie was out for 5 weeks. It grossed $23 million at the box office. Not too shabby for this movie, Shazam still got his fans. And next on the list, we have coming in at number 6. It's the 355. This movie dropped from the top 5, grossing $1.6 million. This is another movie with a huge disconnect with a 27 critic score and an 82 audience score.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, it did a dismal $11 million. Kind of sad, for a action female action, whatever movie you want to call this, with a 75 million budget. I think the marketing sucked on this movie, but it looks like the movie wasn't that great either. So a double whammy for a movie like this. So next up on the list, actually surprising, is still in the top 5, is The King's Man.
Nice.
This movie grossed $31 million in 5 weeks. This week it made $1.7 million, which when you compare it to 355, which is a newer movie, that just goes to show the staying power of The King's Man. Even though this movie is not really doing too well as well,
It's still up there.
it's still up there. But this movie, I think I've seen it on HBO Max next month, so we're gonna watch this movie at home. At home.
Yeah.
Let us know if you see this
for
movie.
sure, yeah.
We're gonna watch this movie, and hopefully it's still in the top 10 when it comes out there. We like to see movies make that money. All right, next up we have a new movie coming in the top 5, and at number 4 is Redeeming Love. Now this movie made $3.7 million, and this one, I think, like I said, it made $3.7 million this weekend. Has an IMDb score of 7.2, which is not too shabby. But this one has a huge Rotten Tomato gap between 11 with critics and 95 with the audience. That's a huge disconnect. You can see the audience and the critics They don't really have the same audience, and critics don't have the same opinion. This movie takes place against the backdrop of the California Gold Rush of 1850. The story centers around Angel, who was sold into prostitution as a child.
Wow.
Yeah, this
That's so
movie.
sad. That's so sad. Really sad movie.
Yeah, this movie did big in the South with 60% of the pic's gross, making the money down south. You know, for a new film that's really being distributed. Um, yeah, I think this movie did. It's decent. It ain't great, but it did decent for a movie like this. So let's see, does it have staying power? I think we can compare this more to like the American Underdog. This is more like a faith-based movie, so we'll see what type of staying power this movie has. But the top three movies shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. At number three, we still got Sing 2.
Sing 2.
And this movie grossed $5.7 million, only a 20% drop from last weekend.
We need to see it.
We're definitely gonna see that. I know everybody's telling me to see it. We're gonna see Sing 1 too because I haven't seen it. She's seen it.
Yeah, we're
Probably
gonna watch
next
that
week.
one first.
And this movie made a whopping $128 million at the box office in 5 weeks. So it's doing its thing. Next up, we have Scream. It dropped from the number one spot, making $12.4 million, which is a drop of 59%.
That's not bad, right?
Not bad, not bad. And in total, in 2 weeks, made $51.3 million. So the Scream franchise still has some life left in it. But let's talk about that number one spot. Let the people know what it is.
Spiderman No Way Home.
It's back at the top spot, knocking out Scream for the number one spot, making $14.1 million at the box office, only a 30% dip. In total, this movie made $720 million in 6 weeks at the domestic box office. That's the fourth biggest movie domestically.
Let's go like the next 2 weeks right before I leave.
Oh, you want to see it again?
I want to see it again in theaters before it leaves. I really want to see it again one more time.
All right, we'll see what's up. We'll probably see what's up. This movie is only around 40 million away from dethroning Avatar to become the third highest grossing film of all time. Let us know, have you seen it more than once? Because she's already talking about going back to see it. And then worldwide, Spider-Man No Way From Home is now the number 6 highest grossing movie, beating out Jurassic World and Lion King with $1.69 billion dollars in total. That's some money, right? Spider-Man getting dollars. Actually, we just seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 this weekend.
Yeah.
It was her first time, my second time. It was a lot better this second time. I don't know, because of the Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. But watching Electro, I thought Electro was the worst thing in the movie. He wasn't.
No, I actually liked him. I felt bad for him.
Yeah. I don't know, is it nostalgia or the No Way Home maybe that's changed my mind about it?
Yeah.
But Andrew Garfield, I like the Spider-Man. I'm happy to see him back. I think really in retrospect, it was the advertisement that made it suck, because you start seeing the Rhino. You thought he was going to be in there more, right? You seen the previews, and he wasn't really in the movie. You was thinking about they're going to show like the Sinister Six more, but it wasn't.
It's like one of those trailers that share too much, and then stuff that doesn't really come out in the movie, and it kind of disappoints the audience of like, well, you said this is gonna happen, and this happened at the end, but then nothing happens really.
Yeah, it's like a 1 minute scene, so especially with the Rhino, it is what it is. But that's pretty much.
I kind of wish that they showed the fight. They just showed about them about starting the fight, but they don't show how it goes down. You know what I mean? I think that's probably why people get mad, because you don't actually see the actual fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like showing the end credit in a movie in a trailer. Like, why are you advertising the end credit? Something that's gonna happen in like another movie. So it is what it is. I think we are ready to rock and roll. Let's knock it out. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.